Hi there, my name is Danny Singh. I'm a master's student at the American College of Education. This presentation will discuss the student loan relief plan proposed by the United States President Joe Biden. In America, the student loans crisis is out of control. Many millions of Americans have student loan debt because the higher education institutions keep increasing their costs. As a result, many Americans who have student loan debt struggle to buy a house, car, save money for retirement, or accomplish other financial goals. For this reason, President Joe Biden, since 2020, has proposed creating a student forgiveness relief plan. Recently, he announced this plan back on August 24th. This presentation will discuss how the media outlets have portrayed the student loan relief plan. So again, as discussed before, pursuing higher education in America is very, very expensive. More than 40 million Americans have student loan debt. Student loan debt in the United States totals about $1.75 trillion. It's easy to obtain student loans. I don't like the system, but even if you don't have a credit score, if you don't have a stable source of income, it's easy for teenagers and young people to get student loans from the government. Something needs to change with the system, in my opinion. Because it's so easy to obtain student loans, I feel as though higher education institutions keep increasing their costs. I'm on slide number 3. So when back in 2020, when Joe Biden proposed creating a student loan forgiveness plan, some people were skeptical to believe him, whereas some people believed he would do it. The news outlets were portraying this information, saying that Joe Biden would forgive student loans. Some news outlets were saying he wouldn't do it. There was a lot of skepticism. Because of this information on the media outlets, some Americans stopped making payments on their student loans, or they lowered the amount of payments being made on their student loans, thinking that Biden would forgive them in the future. On August 24th, he officially announced that $10,000 would be forgiven. If people received the Pell Grant, they would have $20,000 forgiven. So it's hard to tell if most people are happy with the student loan relief plan or if they're not happy. On the news, they're presenting the pros and the cons of the student loan relief plan. I researched these different media outlets, NPR.org, CNN, CNBC, New York Times. Again, they're presenting the pros and the cons of the student loan relief plan. It's hard to say if overall they think the plan is good or bad. So again, there's some positive depiction about the student loan relief plan by media outlets. So again, the plan will relieve about 43 million borrowers of debt of $10,000, or if they receive the Pell Grant, $20,000. This plan will eliminate debt for about 20 million individuals. Um, until January 2023, people don't need to make payments. So right now, they're not required to make payments. But starting in January 2023, they will have to start making payments. Borrowers having the $10,000 or the $20,000 forgiven can raise the likelihood they'll be able to buy houses, cars, start families, and accomplish other various financial goals, having little or no struggles. It's hoped the Biden administration, the student loan relief plan, can hopefully cause an economic boom in the United States. Okay. So there's also negative information about the student loan relief plan by media outlets. The plan would cost the government about $230 billion. This would cost taxpayers, obviously. The plan could make inflation higher. If inflation becomes higher, there's no way to know for sure if the employers will increase the salaries of employees to match the inflation. This plan may not be fair to borrowers who fully repaid their loans in the past. This plan, although it's good for the borrowers now, the borrowers, people who take out student loans in the future, they don't benefit from this plan. They have no assistance. So what do we do to help them? Higher education institutions, it's very likely they'll still continue to increase their costs because this plan has not created incentives for higher education institutions to keep their prices down. Some people on the media outlets have expressed that $10,000 or $20,000 is not a big relief amount. Many Americans, they have more than $50,000 of student loan debt, according to statistics. So again, to conclude, it's unclear if most media outlets and people view the student loan relief plan in a good way or a bad way. They on the media, there's been portrayed many pros and many cons. Based on a survey of 1,500 Americans, 51% of Americans support the $10,000 relief per borrower. However, 51%, in my opinion, it's still unclear if most Americans like it or don't like it. That's my opinion. As a personal opinion, I don't think the student loan relief plan is the solution to the student loans crisis in America because higher education institutions, they still have no incentive to keep their prices down. It's likely they'll continue increasing their costs. Higher education institutions, the government needs to create some kind of incentive for them to keep their costs down, in my opinion. I think it's messed up that teenagers and young people in their 20s are allowed to take out student loans with ease. They don't need a source of income and they don't need credit scores. So some kind of reform needs to happen with the system. These are my references. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.